Hello, Potato, and welcome to what is almost certainly the final, last ever, ultimate crate face-off between Special Delivery from Taste of Home and Loot Crate. Yes, we have finally reached the end of my backlog of Loot Crates. They didn't ship me any for like an entire year, then sent me like a year and a half's worth in a couple of months, after I had already unsubscribed from them. And in all these crates as we've gone through them, including one free crate which came in last December, and I'm pretty sure we did that back at either the winter or possibly the spring crates for Special Delivery. They sent a free crate, I think is like an attempt to try to get me back. And the reason I think we did that crate already is because we had one crate a couple cycles ago that was actually pretty good, where all the other ones have been like one, maybe two items, a t-shirt, maybe a pin. Pins aren't even definite anymore. So yeah, I'm not falling for it, and unless they send me another like free please come back Loot Crate in December, which I don't see why they would. It's been a year now. I don't imagine we will ever be doing Loot Crate again. Doesn't mean maybe won't buy those like bags of stuff at Target that have like Loot Crate leftovers in them, because I feel like even though Special Delivery from Taste of Home has been pretty uniformly good, I think it's only one time they ever lost to Loot Crate, and that's because Loot Crate had like a bizarrely good month. I feel like we still need something to go up against, and I'm still open to suggestions. If you know of a good crate, it can be quarterly, because Taste of Home is quarterly. That would be ideal. To go up against each other, I am listening, or I'm reading the comments. I don't respond to all the comments, but I do read them all, even the ones that aren't very nice. But I do feel like we need something to go up against Taste of Home. Maybe I think Amazon sells like just some individual like Marvel Collector Core ones. Maybe I'll just start ordering those in advance of a Taste of Home crate coming. And just so there's something to go up against, so there's some bit of drama, so there's something that's well, for me in here, because of course Special Delivery from Taste of Home is for my wife. Loot Crates are all mine, but here it is. I've rambled enough. Let's get on to it. It is the final showdown. It is the last song, the last dance, one last chance for Loot Crate to embarrass itself and disappoint us all by having one, maybe two crummy items and a t-shirt that I probably won't wear, and maybe a pin. Yeah, so this has been sitting around the house all year long, waiting for us to get to this point, and this point is now here. Here it is after many years of subscribing to Loot Crate. This is our last goodbye to them. So let's see what is in Loot Crate's final stand. What do they have for us here? And we, of course, am doing them first because they will just embarrass themselves, and the Taste of Home box will have so much more in it and be so much better. And to be fair, it does cost a little bit more. It's also only quarterly, as where these price went up, quantity went down, quality went down. I am done with them. But let's see what their last hurrah is. And, well, there's definitely more stuff in it than I was expecting, but there's also definitely stuff in it that I would not buy. For example, socks. Rick and Morty crew socks, which probably don't fit me anyway. Yeah, size 6 to 12. Sadly, much like my Rock Crusher hands, I also have similarly Rock Crusher feet. So, yeah, size 12 socks would probably not be comfortable. Kind of funny, because these obviously came out before Justin Roiland imploded. Obviously, there's like a new season starting up, so it'll be interesting what they do with the with new voice actors. As far as socks go, they're decent enough socks. There's Vomit Rick and like duck-faced Morty, or I guess distressed-faced Morty. I don't know, what do you call that look? That like where it looks like his mouth has become a cleft chin, or perhaps the upside-down golden arches. I don't hate them. They're still decent quality, just not a thing that I would wear, even if they did fit me. Let's look at the shirt. All right, that's legitimately a cute shirt. Stay Puft S'mores shirt. Could have used that back when I did the S'mores video. Not that you'd have seen it, because I'm behind the camera, not in front of it. That's very cute. Shirt feels to be pretty good quality. Not super thick, but not super thin either. Not bad at all. I think this is a nice way to say goodbye. Honestly, it's one of the better shirts I've had from them in a while. I like that shirt. I legitimately like that shirt. I don't know if there was a theme to this box, or maybe this is the Please Come Back box, because it's actually surprisingly decent. We have a He-Man and She-Ra spinner keychain, so I'm guessing... All right, we'll have to open this up, because I'm guessing the back side will be She-Ra, the Princess of Power. Now, will it be original She-Ra, or will it be like 12-year-old Netflix She-Ra? Let's find out. Because it's original Adam. Oh, it's like actually glued down. I guess that's why it seems at such a weird angle. It is original She-Ra! Yay! She-Ra, the Princess of Power. And so, but if you spin it like that, then they don't line up with their descriptions. Yeah, we have She-Ra, the Princess of Power, and He-Man, and the Masters of the Universe. That's definitely. I said before about He-Man stuff that like 5-year-old me, 10-year-old me, little kid me, probably more like 5 than 10, I would love this. Loved He-Man when I was a kid, because I wasn't allowed G.I. Joe. Too violent, I guess. I was fine. He-Man was good. Transformers were fine. Ghostbusters were fine. Eventually Ninja Turtles. Ninja Turtles came a little bit later. But yeah, no G.I. Joe. I was able to watch G.I. Joe. I guess maybe because everybody in G.I. Joe apparently went to Stormtrooper Shooting Academy. But yeah, I was never allowed to play with G.I. Joe. He-Man was okay though. Swords and lasers were fine. Guns, not so much. And our last ever Loot Crate item is a Back to the Future thing. I mean, first glance at this, I don't hate it, but I feel like this is ultimately just going to be one of those things I really disliked that they kept doing with Marvel, where they did like fake action figure cards that I know were meant to look like comic book covers. There were comic book covers that were done that way, but I would rather have had a real action figure. And that's essentially what we have here. Very cheap hollow plastic. It is mounted for hanging though, so that's nice. It's got like little thumbtack or nail hooks there. I feel like though if you hit it, okay, it's supposed to come hard. Okay, I did. It's like, oh, did I just break it? But no, it comes off. So that's a good thing. I wonder if you. I get it. I get it, because then you can move it to the bottom. So if you want to shelf display it, you can use it as a base as well. So that's actually quite clever. I like the idea behind that. But yeah, it's just hollow plastic, but it is half of a DeLorean and some blueprints. I mean, not the best collectible in the world, but you know what? If you're somebody who's really into Back to the Future, this would look cute, like stuck up on a wall or on your shelf in front of some books or something. I don't hate that. I don't hate this crate at all. This crate is honestly one of the better ones I've had from them in a long time. If they had kept this kind of quality and had, not gone 6 or 8 months at a time without sending any loot crates, I might still have been a member with them, but it's too late. We can't go back. We cannot go back to the future, so we will just have to live in the present and say our farewell to Loot Crate. But we do actually have items to rate here. No pin. There's no pin. So we do not get a final pin from our non-sponsoring former friends at Loot Crate. Not that they ever sponsored us, and I mean, I guess they weren't really our friends, were they? We were just giving them money. We being me, not necessarily you, although you might have been as well. Let me know. So, but we do, one last time, need to rate this crate. Of course, we do not rate shirts, because they're shirts. They're always in there. Well, almost always. I think there's probably been 1 or 2 over the years that had like extra socks or something. So the best item, As much as I don't like this kind of presentation, honestly, this one's pretty good. The detail work on it wasn't bad. The fact it can be converted to either wall or shelf display is nice. And it's Back to the Future, and that gets points alone. So, yeah, best thing is going to be the Back to the Future little mini time machine blueprint diorama. That's what it's actually called. It's a Loot Crate original, because nobody else would want to make that. Which means number 2 is going to be our He-Man and She-Ra spinner keychain. It actually is a little bit of a decision between them, because while 8-year-old me, we'll split the difference. 8-year-old me loved He-Man and She-Ra. 40-something-year-old me, you know, I did watch the He-Man Christmas special last year. That was a nice little flashback, but not still in love with the Masters of the Universe. But it's a nice thing. I like keychains. I like big, heavy, solid metal things. I mean, quality-wise, it's a quality item. He-Man is cool, even if it's not a thing that I'm really into anymore. And it is actually, it's a very close second to our Back to the Future here. And of course, third place goes to socks, because they're socks. I don't have a problem with Rick and Morty. I enjoy myself some Rick and Morty. I don't enjoy myself some socks, because socks. Who wants socks? There are people who want socks. There's whole stores in the mall that sell nothing but socks. So there is an audience for socks. I'm just not part of that audience. If you are, I am not criticizing you in the slightest. So that's it. That is it for Loot Crate. That is our final dance with the Loot Crate Company. And honestly, I'm going to say I don't think they're going to beat Taste of Home here by any chance. But I feel they represented themselves very well in this last competition that they didn't know they were a part of. So I put these away, and then we will switch over to the Taste of Home crate. Special delivery from Taste of Home. So while we may have bid a not-so-fond farewell to the folks at Loot Crate, we do, at least for now, appear to be continuing on with special delivery from Taste of Home, our quarterly box of small kitchen gadgets and a cookbook and some recipe cards that are always fun to go through. And you know what? A good portion of the tools in here do go into semi-regular use, if not regular use. Never did use that garlic chopper though. It's out. We don't make things with fresh garlic very often. But like the little mini spoon, the whisks and spatula stuff, those things do go into use. So I mean, a fair number of these items do actually get used, which is more than we can ever say for Loot Crate. So let's see what is in. This should be our fall crate for 2023, which means there's a fairly good chance there'll be some Christmassy things in here, because the winter crate usually comes a little too close, if not after Christmas, to include holiday items. So if we get Christmas stuff, it's usually in the fall. So let's see what we have for fall. Let's try to rip all at once. Ready? 3, 2, 1. Pull that cord. No, that's not it. Let me do it right. 3, 2, 1. Let them rip. I got it off in one try. That's not bad. And we do have a bit of a ding on the box here. Hopefully that doesn't go all the way through to anything important. The book's usually on the bottom, so if anything, it might have damaged the recipe cards. Okay, there we go. Nope, didn't even go all the way through, so we're good. We are fine. We're just absolutely aces here. I'm fine. How are you? All right, so here is our little pamphlet thing, which we won't look at yet. It does say fall box on it, though. We won't look at that yet, though, because it does tell us everything that's in the crate, and we wanna enjoy the fun of finding those things together. We will start, as we always start, with the recipe cards, and I won't comment on them being on cheap paper, because actually, this feels like pretty decent. It's glossy. It's pretty thick. This is better paper than we've had in a while. So our recipes this quarter are contest-winning chicken with mushroom sauce. That's a big no. Stovetop cheeseburger pasta. I'm feeling like a slice of American in there, I think. Got a pound of penne, pound of beef. Tap here? What? What? What is this? Is this like taken from some web thing and they didn't edit it properly? 1 pound ground beef, tap here. It doesn't seem to be doing anything. Okay, well that's fun. 1/4 cup butter, 1/2 cup cup flour, 2 cups 2% milk, 1 1/4 beef broth, tablespoon Worcestershire, teaspoons ground mustard, diced tomatoes, and maybe tomato sauce or something instead, green onions, shredded Colby Jack. Why Colby Jack? Colby Jack's not good. It's inoffensive, it's just not good. And Parmesan. This is, with some modifications, I could see us maybe trying that one. Pumpkin brownies. She doesn't like pumpkin, and I think pumpkin belongs in pie. Ginger sesame steamed vegetables. Okay, I like ginger. I like sesame. Ginger, sesame, fish sauce, or reduced sodium soy, sugar, more soy, salt, green beans, broccoli, carrots, spinach, peanuts, and cilantro, and julienne, the ginger root. All right, that seems inoffensive enough. That's a possibility. I could see that getting made. Southwestern chicken tortilla soup. Looks like chunky tomato in there. Caramel apple muffins. That's a little apple hill for me. And Chilean beef and olive empanada. She doesn't like olives, but paprika, salt, pepper. Not a bad one. And also, I mean, I am always happy when there's not something in here that's like ham sandwich, put ham on bread. I'm curious about why it says to tap here on that one recipe though. All right, we don't rate these. We'll put these off to the side. But yeah, I feel that's a better selection of recipe cards than we've had in a bit, and a nicer paper again. We're back on the nice paper. I appreciate the nice paper. But now for the thing that we're here in the crate for, the gadgets. What goodies have the folks at Taste Home given us this month? Starting off, we get another spatula. I mean, you can't really have too many. This is from Kitchen Innovations, and I can see that this has, I feel like we've had something similar to this in the past. It had like a chopping edge on it, and then it has like a silicone scraping edge, you know, for getting along the edge of the pan. Good grippy handle, metal piece on it for some reason. Maybe so you can like magnetically stick it to, if you have like one of those knife things next to your stove, just stick it to that when you're not using it. It's functionally designed, eco-conscious kitchenware. Comfortable soft touch handle with stainless accent. Durable nylon shaft and function end with silicone. Heat resistant silicone end, 428 Fahrenheit. Heat resistant nylon end, 400 Fahrenheit. So don't put it in the oven. And it's dishwasher safe. I don't quite get, I guess I can like grate some ginger or garlic straight into my dish. I don't get that. 13-inch long, flexible tuner, serrated edge, grating surface for nutmeg, garlic, ginger, and more. So yeah, that is actually exactly what that is. Look at me. I know enough about cooking that I could see that and realize what it was supposed to be. You know, we have a lot of spatulas, but you can't have too many, and I really don't have any that I can grate ginger on. So that's cool. I like that. That is something I feel that will get put into use. It doesn't really match the rest of our stuff, unfortunately, but that doesn't really matter, does it? I mean, it's no one's around when we're cooking. All right, I think we're off to a good start, though. Definitely off to a good start. What next? We have from Zule Kitchen. We get lots of stuff from them in here. An apple corer. I don't feel like we need another apple corer. We have apple corers. We don't have one like this. Also, we don't core that many apples, but I definitely see what you're doing here. So you're gonna shove that in your apple, give it a good twist, yank it out, pull that, and the core should drop out onto the floor, and then go get some paper towels and clean it up, because you didn't expect it would work that well. You kind of thought it would get stuck, and it didn't get stuck. It fell on the floor. Now you have a mess, and that's how you get ants. But it's like kind of a sturdy nylon there. I kind of expected that to have a little more play than it does, but I mean, I guess how much does it actually need to release an apple core? Edge, reasonably sharp. Good thing, I think all the stuff we've gotten from Zule Kitchen has been of quality, so I don't dislike it. I don't think we have a lot of use for it, but it seems nice for what it is. And I could be wrong. I mean, there are times when I stand here that, oh, this is a thing that I like, and this is a thing that I don't like, and my wife goes, no, you're wrong. So it's entirely possible she'll think that's the best thing in the box, where I'm saying I don't think we really need it. Who knows? You won't know, because this video will be recorded before she sees it, and therefore you won't know what she said about it unless I like edit it into word, like text, and I don't usually do that because I don't. Next, we have non-stick parchment papers. This also from Zule Kitchen. I can speak. And it's just, is it squares? It is, it's just little parchment squares. My wife and I created Zule Kitchen. I don't care. What are you giving me little parchment squares for? What are these for? Oh, it's the same words, but on a nice card, which I think probably was in there too. Look, they have a family. I guess that means we should like them. All right, well, maybe in the little booklet it'll tell me why we have parchment. So this fills our quota for disposable items, though. I suppose you could do like individual cookies or something on that. I mean, I don't think I'm seeing a useless thing here. I'm just wondering why we have 200 sheets of 4x4 nonstick parchment paper. But maybe the cookbook's going to be a cookie. No, it's not. I can see the cover of it. It's like got like flatbreads on it. It's budget-friendly cookbook this time, so... Well, we'll flip through the little pamphlet here at the end and see what it's... ask it to explain itself why they've given us 200 4x4 parchment papers. Let's move on, though. Next, we have a silicone steamer colander from Joy, I don't know how to pronounce the name. I never do. But it's a collapsible colander. We've had collapsible colanders from them before, and honestly nicer ones that had like a bottom piece so that the water and stuff doesn't drip all over the floor. This one's a little bit deeper, I think, though. My wife uses that more. She uses it when she like rinses berries and stuff from the garden. So I don't know. She might like this better because it's deeper as far as using it as a steamer. I'm not gonna say a nice steamer. I have a quite cheap steamer bought from like an Asian discount store like many moons ago that I use for mostly steaming broccoli, and it works just fine. So I think this would go into like a saucepan or a pot. Yeah, it goes in the pot. So it folds down to accommodate into smaller pots. And it's silicone, so it won't scratch the bottom. But you know what? I have a microwave one that absolutely does the trick. And I don't feel we have a use for this. I don't think it's a bad item. It feels decent. Joey's generally a pretty good brand. But I feel like we've gotten better colanders from them before. I don't think this is going to go into use. I don't think it's necessarily bad. I think if we steamed more things in a pot or saucepan, that might be useful. It's got a nice little bottom on it there to hold it up. But yeah, I don't think we're going to get any use out of that one, like, at all. I don't think it's useless, just not useful to us. Next up, we have solid beechwood honey dipper from Talisman. I think we've gotten stuff from Talisman before, didn't we? Because we had something else that had like bees on it, but it wasn't like a honey themed item. Oh, the maybe it was out of acacia wood though, not beechwood. But the artwork on it looks very similar. But this one actually is for honey. It's got some roughness here. I don't know if that's a production error that happened in shipping. But the honey spreader, it's got held on by string, so no bits of wire or non-biodegradable junk going in the trash with this. I don't hate it, but we don't use a honey spreader. We use, I guess we could. We do have jarred honey that we do sometimes use. That's usually use a spoon. So I guess we could use that in there instead. Let's give it a try, but I'm definitely putting over here on the side that things that I'm not a fan. So this is, for me, hasn't been a very good crate. Again, my wife may have totally different ideas, and it's her crate, so that's ultimately what matters. But this is my channel, so you won't really hear from her unless she chooses to leave a comment or something, and she's never done that to this point. It's like our final item here is a silicone topper, to stop. No, this is actually for bowls. This is the kind that you're meant to stretch over the bowl and it's not stretchy though. I guess you would push down to push some of the air out, and then it'll create a seal that way. I suppose, instead of using like cling film or something, this might be good. It's not a thing that I would say we have a need for, but I feel like it could be useful, except for I also feel like however you store it, unless you keep it in the bag, it's going to get gonna get bits stuck to it, and you have to like wash it off, and it's gonna be coming, just having it out in here, I'm getting little bits of stuff from the paper off of my hands stuck to it. I feel like this is gonna get unattractive looking very quickly, and you just won't want to use it because it'll look kind of grimy, and you'll go back to using the cling film. But I think I want to give this a try though, and I'll see how it works out. Okay, so for me, not a great crate. Honestly, it's not my crate, so it's your up to you to figure out how much that matters. But yeah, I'm not. We have stuff from good brands like Joey, like Zule. Who is this by? Who's KI? Oh, this is from the same company that made this, isn't it? Kitchen Innovation. That was it. I think this is probably the most interesting thing, but I really don't think we'll use it. Let's look at the cookbook, and then we will rate that crate. And the cookbook feels, is it damaged? Oh no, it's just paper in between the pages. It's like it felt like it was messed up at the back, but no, some paper had gotten worked into something else in here, right? I think one time earlier this year, I missed an item and had to go back a little bit. Or maybe I didn't include in the video at all. So, budget-friendly cookbook, 200 plus no-fuss recipes, presumably 201 recipes. What do we have in here? Just flip through a little bit. We got lasagna rolls. Love me some lasagna. Lasagna noodles, ground beef, pasta sauce, fennel, optional, skim mozzarella. So basically, what, you're going to cook the pasta and roll stuff in the middle of it instead of making a whole lasagna. That's not an awful idea. I kind of like honestly doing crock pot lasagna. Just make it all in the crock pot and scoop it out. Cornbread taco bake. Definitely are like small ingredient lists. Korean beef and rice. Ooh, that could be good. Beef, minced garlic, brown sugar, soy sauce, sesame oil, ground ginger, pepper flakes, pepper, brown rice, green onions. Tourtière. It's a French-Canadian comfort food. I will take your word for that. Some sort of pie, it looks like. All day ham hocks and beans. Yeah, they can sit there all day. Pork lo mein. Contest. What's with this contest winning all of a sudden? Contest winning broccoli. What contest is there for broccoli chicken casseroles? Or I guess, is it like a southern thing? Like southerners like casseroles, right? That's like a stereotype. One of the like maybe less offensive stereotypes about southerners, isn't it? Buffalo turkey burgers. I like me some buffalo. Don't mind me some turkey. Asparagus pizza. Stuffed peppers. No thank you. Butterscotch cheesecake bars. Valentine cutouts. Not bad. Not a bad little recipe book. I mean, and it's one I'm pretty sure we don't have any version of, so that's always a good thing. I think occasionally we've gotten cookbooks in here that we've already like purchased separately. All right, so let's before we rate the crate though, let's look at the listing here and see what it says about those cutouts. Yeah, this is also, I think we have less stuff in here than normal. This page is usually a lot busier than this, and the pictures are usually not so big. But I think everything we got here is quality, except for maybe the parchment paper. So maybe that's the thing, is that we just got less things, but they were higher quality, if not necessarily, in my opinion, better things. So what to say about these Zule parchment sheets? Whether you're a cook baker or a candy treat maker or crafter, you're going to love these small parchment squares. They're perfect for separating bars or cookies or to prevent sticking. So yeah, they're just like putting individual cookies on. Uses muffin liners. Put between burger patties. I mean, we have rolls of parchment we can always cut and do the same thing with, but I guess for convenience, this is not bad, but it is definitely in the category of disposable single-use item. So that automatically makes me not like it quite so much. So, well, I think you can probably guess from my looking through these things, this is my number one item. I like the spatula the best. I do like the fact that it has the grater on it. I don't really see myself using it, but it's nice to have the option. I could see situations where I'm working on a pasta sauce and I want to grate some garlic into it, and right there, plus it's not going to get stuck to something, it's not going to go back in the food. I can, dip it in the sauce or whatever, and try to get, garlic that's stuck onto it off. So that's my number 1 item. And from there on, it gets more difficult. Number 2, I'm going to go with the apple corer. It seems nice enough. I don't know that we need another apple corer, but it definitely seems like the best of what's left here. Construction looks good on it, feels good on it, has a good defined use for it. And like I said, I honestly don't know what our apple corer status is actually, because I know we don't core apples that often, but it's good to know if we need to core some apples, and a number of them reasonably quickly, this should do the job. 3rd place, we will go with the bowl sealer thing. Not because I necessarily think it's great, but because I think it's interesting, and I do want to try it out. I can see it'll fit on different size bowls. I kind of want to give it a try to see how well that does, and maybe I will report back, or maybe I'll never mention it ever again, and I don't think you'll care either way. Next, we'll go with our honey spreader. It's cute, it's got a bee on it, and I do think, I guess, we could use this instead of using a spoon, but I don't know. We'll see. But see, it's cute. It's cute. Oh, it was a little scoop. That's what it was. It was a scoop, but I think it had like that same bee on it. I think it's the same people. And it was a little scoop, and I think I commented on that one that it didn't make sense because it was a thing you clearly couldn't use for honey. At least this you can use for honey. Indeed, I think you could pretty much only use it for honey. And then in 5th place, we have our little steamer colander. Again, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It seems nice, and well, I mean, the color's not great. But functionally, construction-wise, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's just a thing that I don't think we have a whole ton of use for. But again, I could be wrong, which means last place is our non-stick parchment paper. They're single-use, disposable. Not a fan of disposable stuff in these crates. But again, nothing wrong with it. I don't think they're necessarily cheap or anything. They're just, I'm not a fan of getting disposable things in the crates. So which crate wins? Honestly, it's a lot closer than I thought it would be, mostly just because I'm thoroughly unimpressed with a lot of this. I don't think it was like a bad value or anything. It's just, this is the only thing in here that really impressed me is a spatula, and we have like 20 spatulas already. But I think I'm going to use that one. I think I'm going to put that one into regular rotation. But yeah, I mean, I have to give it to Taste of Home. I mean, this is still a bunch more stuff, and yeah, they cost a little bit more. I think these are $60 now, and I think loot crates are like $40 or $30. They're more than they used to be. They're a lot more than they were when I started with them. So, I mean, you have to factor that in. You're paying more for this, so of course you're going to get more with it. But yeah, I feel like, I mean, everything here is quality stuff. It's things that have a well-defined use for the most part, as where the loot crate stuff is just tat to go on the shelves. But it was a nice final loot crate. It was a good way to say goodbye and end our journey with them on a much more positive note than I thought we would. But yeah, the winner is Taste of Home. And now in 3 months, January, end of December, probably December, I will have to find something to go up against the next Taste of Home crate, just so it has things. No holiday things though. I said there might be holiday things. There were no holiday things in here. So I'll be interested to see if the winter crate gets here early enough for Christmas to have any Christmassy things in it, because I got nothing Christmassy this time. But yeah, that's it. That's our last crate face-off between special delivery from Taste of Home and Loot Crate. I hope you found it all interesting and entertaining. Am I wrong about which crate won? Do you think the Loot Crate was better? Let me know in the comments. Am I wrong about all the things in here that I'm not particularly impressed by? Again, let me know in the comments. I may or may not reply to you, but I'm interested in your opinion, unless it's like really rude, in which case I'm not interested in it at all. And you can still leave it, but I'm just not interested in it. But like it or not, I do thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.